Well, hi. Let's see if we can pull some pips. Let's roll the intro and I'll tell you. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy Trader. And why am I a child? Well, see what I got for Christmas. And I hope you all had a great time. I genuinely do. And today is the 29th of December. It's kind of the first real trading day after the Christmas. The markets are still pretty erratic and I'm not really trading too much as a day job till next week when everybody comes back after their holidays. But what I wanted to do was continue the series of grabbing a few pips after work. So here we are. It is 20 past 4. I'll show you the time in a second when I get on the charts. And I'm just going to pull up something that you don't see very often, which is the Nikkei. Now this, I shouted out to the guys in the Telegram group earlier today to have a look at this because it's looking quite interesting. In other words, it had ticked all of my boxes at a chart that I want to look at, and the filters all confirmed what I require. So I thought, right, if I'm going to open my mouth, I should trade it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So come with me and let's have a look. So here we are. This is my window of the world for the indices. Now I'll keep an eye on all of them and I have various charts that I look at. If you kind of look up here, I have them all broken up so I can quickly flick it. Sort of the euro, the dollar, pound, indices, commodities, whatever it is I choose to be looking at the time. Now, there were a couple of markets that I said have a look at. I told them to look at the FTSE. And the FTSE did pretty much what I said it would. So there should have been some money there. Likewise with the DAX. Did a video for them and showed them that as well. But what's caught my eye at this moment in time is the Nikkei. Or the Japan 220, depending on your broker. It's an interesting market. Because when it moves, it moves. But it's one of those indices that a lot of people just forget about. Certainly for the UK market, because it generally doesn't kick off till in the middle of the night, nature of where it's based. But it also moves well enough that you can trade it pretty much whenever. So let's have a little look at it and see what we can find. Now, there it is there. And the way I do things, I have my window of the world and various other tabs that I can quickly look at something, and then I just have a single screen that I trade on, which is this one here. Now, a good barometer is an 8 EMA, which you can see here. I use that quite regular, just simply because it's pretty quick, and I almost use it as a momentum gauge, you know. And as you can see, it is crossed the 8 EMA, it's gone up and tagged it, and now it's pushing away. Now, if you've ever seen something that's called the push strategy that I do, this is part of it, you know. The 8 EMA is a very, very good tool to use to enter. Now, I'm going to do various videos about entries and exits and what have you, because I'm a great believer that there is no mechanical system. There really isn't. And the reason why I say that is because everybody looks in the chart a different way. You need to understand what your personality is and what you're seeing. If you're just in it thinking, well, X marks the spot, it doesn't quite work like that. If there was, there'd be God knows how many millionaires. I'll leave that for the land of make-believe, what you call Instagram. These idiots.
You ding dong!
Give it to me again.
You ding dong!
Oh, make it stop!
You see, they'll have you believe that all you do is you just tick a couple of boxes and that's it. You're going to be rich. No, you have to be able to read what you're looking at and understand why the chart is moving in a particular way. And mechanical systems can't do that. If they did, then all you would do is plug in a black box, you know, algorithmic, and you'd be a millionaire in less than a month. But as we know, the world doesn't work like that. Okay, so you've got to be a little bit intuitive about what you trade.
Isn't that logical?
So what are we looking at? Let's strip this right back. Go out to a daily. Just have a look at what the daily is showing you. Well, straight away you can see a massive drive. You can't deny it. It has also been in a range for a long time and it is now broken out. Push it further out. It's highs it's never been. Push it further out. It is an all-time high. Now that is actually quite scary because when it's at an all-time high, you have nowhere to go. You have no levels to base it on. Right? And it gets a lot of people jittery. So they'll start automatically selling. You know, they won't necessarily want to hang on to it because it's unknown. And when you're a day trader, these are the sentiments that you want to be looking at. And it's certainly what I'm looking at because I can see that there. I can see that, but I'm looking at this. That's telling me the pressure's pushing down. Okay. Strong move up, has to retrace. All right. Take it back down to the 4 hour. What are we seeing? Well, we're seeing an excessive move up, and now it's moving down. Can't deny that. Drop it onto your hourly. What do you see? Well, again, it's more defined. You can see it. So I now have to start picking out some points as to where I can potentially get in. Now, first of all, let's put some parameters in so we can see what's going on. Well, you can see it's topped out there. So we know there's good movement from there to there. Right? Simple stuff, guys. Simple stuff. Move it back. Is there anything that I can work with that's in or around the price? Well, the last major turning point was this. So let's have a look. Now, where's that in relation? So that puts it down here. All right. So now we've got a trading arena based on something that, let's just push it right out so we can see it. Right. Is this a valid level? Well, of course it is. Look, you can see how many times it's been tested. All right. Is there anything in between? Well, you'll have to drop it onto a 4 hour to find out because it's never been there. No, there isn't. All right. There's nothing. So it has been running up constantly. Let's drop it out to a daily. Let's just see how close this is. Well, there you go. There's nothing there. All right. So we've got quite a wide arena. Okay. Need to kind of break this down a little bit. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Is there anything within this that can give a stall point? Somewhere else to measure it? Well, you've seen me use a fib many times. Instead of using it in the normal sense, just turn the thing around and have a look at see what's going on with it. Well, straight away it's defining me an area, which is here. Good. And why is that? because in that area you can see there was down pressure there. So there's a push up. For all these are green, the tails are taller, down pressure, and there was your indecision. So you could put a level here. All right. Why am I doing this? Why am I looking for something like that? Because I just want some structure points. I want to see an area that I can potentially get to. That is it. I'm a target-based trader. In other words, I want something to work against. So I can see that area up there clearly. Now I want to see the market come down. And I want there. And it's logical because it's at the top of where it stalled last. And it's the only thing I've got to work on, because as you've seen, as I've moved it back, there is no markers in this chart. None whatsoever. You know, I have this space to work in. So break it down. Let's have a look, see where we at. What we're doing. Right, it's stalling, it's pushing up a little bit. Okay. So I've got staging points now. Take it to a 5 minute. Because I know roughly where I'm going to get in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is quite wide. Okay. So let's have a look. So between there and underneath that, that's where I want to be entering. Somewhere within this. So I'm going to put an order kind of using that as a gauge point. All right. Why that one? Well, I look for 5 candles and I look for a logical area. Well, down here is miles away. It's like 30 odd ticks. So if I'm here, at least it's still got to come down some, but it's not going to be too wicked. All right. So we're going to put an order in for a 5er. All right. Now this is quite an expensive market to trade. There we are. Now we're also looking stage point there at this point, and then you want another one up here, just about there, stops above there. Okay. So we built this up. I'm just going to see what happens. Simple as that. I would like to see this do 20-25 ticks minimum. All right. What are the lines that I've put in? They're actually the thinking lines. My hard stop is well out of the noise, but with a market like this, it'll never get that far. I will kill it way before it gets anywhere close to it. But what I don't want, because it's a volatile market, I don't want the spikes. I don't want the huge wicks that you often see. So what I want to do is I want to see it slam in, keep on going, and if it can get to about here, I'll be quite happy. So I'll show you what I mean. So see around there, just for argument's sake. Why there? Well, it's between there and there, it's roughly halfway. And with trading, it's never pit perfect. It never is. And you just have to be there or thereabouts. And if you can do that, but manage your trade, you'll do well. All right. Now, the idea of setting the price underneath is to force the price to come to me. In other words, it has to break the base of that candle in order to take me into the trade, which means the sentiment or the pressure is down. And that's the idea behind it. Because if you don't and you just click buy, it's a time cost. It really is. You're just tossing a coin. And it's not something that you want. So we set in. I don't really want to average too much into this, simply because of the cost of it. And it moves pretty darn quick. Or at least it can. But we're in the quiet period at the moment. So we shall just let it run down a bit. See if we can make some money, and I'll enjoy the coffee. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. And there you go, guys. Quite a simple trade setup. Didn't go against me that much. Risk and rewards in line. And if I held it, it would keep on going, pay me a little bit more. But the idea of the exercise, if you bear with me just a second while I flick this over. The idea of the exercise was just to show you that you can make some money when you finish work. It's now 20 to 6. If I flick back to the chart, I should be able to show you what time it is. There it is there. 17:40 on the 29th. And that should be confirmed here. There you are. 17:39 closed out. So it was very simple. Very easy. Done live. The crux of what I did was I looked at a higher time frame to trade a shorter time frame. Now, I watch traders over and over, and obviously I speak to quite a few, and there's a lot of newbies kind of message me and they ask for advice. And the only advice I can give you really is keep your charts clean so you can see what's going on, but less is more. See, I haven't traded today apart from this. I didn't need to, but I'm also not greedy. You know, I set it to where it would pay me around £200. Now that's quite a good move for a single trade, and that pays my wages. And that's all this is about. It's about paying wages. Now, one of the guys messaged me and they did 42 trades in a day, and they ended up with, it was a shade over 50 pips profit, and they were cock a hoot. And I thought, well, yeah, good job, you're in profit. But that was sheer luck rather than skill, because you can't sustain that. You know, you're better off looking for one good trade a day and then trading it, and take that idea from a higher time frame. If you want to trade a minute chart, like the chap who sent me a message, cool, but don't base the trade off the minute chart. Look 2 or 3 time frames up. Look at the hour, look at the half hour. At best, look at the 15-minute. Make your decision and then get in. All right. Personally, it's not something I do. You know, contrary to belief, I'm a very conservative trader. You know, I have a good idea of what I'm looking at before I enter the market. I'm not so much worried about what I lose. I work in money. I have something in my mind that is, I'm willing to lose X amount of money before I admit I'm wrong. But on the way to that decision, I have staging points, which you saw me draw the lines in. Those lines are kind of where I'm reevaluating what's going on. If I believe I'm right, I might add a little bit extra in, take some off the table, or just kill it. You know, the visual aids to tell me the price is here, look at it. Okay, but my main aim is the profit side rather than the loss side. I already know what my hard stop is, you know, so in that way I'm protected. And because that's there, I don't need to think about the trade losing. I just need to think about managing the trade. Okay, so I hope that kind of makes sense. The video is really just to show a bit of consistency. I've done it pretty much every working night through December, and I've looked for a single setup. Okay, the other night I did it on 3 charts at once because they all presented themselves roughly around the same time, so I traded them all together. But that was a rarity. Personally, one good trade will see you okay. So happy days. Back to the day job next week. As always, if you've got any comments, they're always great to hear from you. You've got ideas for videos, by all means drop me a line and I'll start adding it to the growing list. If you want to see how I trade and how others consider the Scruffy Squad, I go more in depth into it and we have a real good look at it. And the Telegram group is quite good fun. You know, we not only talk about the charts, we talk about the psychology and we lift each other up when things go a little bit wrong. So hope you are all well, and as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.